guys, today for First Impressions Friday I'm trying out the Garnier Skin Naturals BB Cream combination to oily skin, and I have both of the shades here. I have the light and also the medium cream, and over here in the UK you can only get two shades of this, the light and the medium, but in the US I believe you can get 4 different shades. I feel like there's light to medium, medium deep and loads of different ones like that, but over in the UK you can only actually get 2 of them. These are available worldwide as well, and I went into my local Boots drugstores and I saw that these were only £6.66, so you save a third on them. But I think that the offer has actually finished at the moment, but these do only actually retail for £9.99, which is really good when you think that it's meant to be a full coverage BB cream. I've heard so many good things about this product here on YouTube, and I do watch a lot of Casey Holmes videos, and she said that this is basically her favourite thing to wear throughout summer, and it's basically perfect on her skin, and she just says that it's a really good BB cream. So I thought I would buy both of them and try them out. And the reason why I have the light and also the medium one is because, as you can probably see, I do self-tan, but I don't self-tan my face. And that's because, as you guys know, I have really bad acne that you can probably see at the moment. And when I used to use self-tan on my face, it did used to clog my pores up, and it did used to make my pores go really horrible, and then my skin just used to break out even more, and it was absolutely horrible. So at the moment I don't actually self-tan my face, and that is why my face is completely pale and the rest of my body is quite tan. So you can buy these from basically anywhere here in the UK. I believe that you can also buy them in Asda, you can buy them in Boots, Superdrug, basically everywhere that does skincare you can buy these. And on the box it says combination to oily skin, miracle skin perfector, all-in-one, anti-shine, non-stop mattifying, blurs pores and imperfections, even skin tone, boosts healthy glow, moisturises, UV protection, SPF 20, and it's oil free and has ultra absorbent perlite and mineral pigments. So I feel like this is going to be a really good thing for my skin, and it also says that it does do a matte finish, but as you guys know I don't actually have oily skin. I do actually have combination skin when it comes to summer. I do get very oily on my T-zone, but the rest of my face is completely fine. And also, as you guys can see, I have broken out quite a lot on my skin. My chin especially is really horrible at the moment, so I thought that I wanted to try something that was pretty much full coverage just so I can cover this up at the moment. And also I don't really want to have to put a foundation on. I want to have something that might help my skin a little bit more than a normal foundation. So let's go ahead and see if this works. I'm going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush to buff this into my skin, and I'm just going to open up the medium one. I think I'm going to be using a bit of the medium and also a bit of the light. So this is what it looks like, and in it you get 40 millilitres, which is more than what you get in the, and in the tube you get 40 millilitres. So this is what the tube looks like, and you get 40 millilitres, which is actually 10 millilitres more than you do get in a normal foundation, and for £9.99 you can't really complain if it works. So I'm just going to take off the lid, go it onto my hand. Okay, this is really, really quite runny. As you can see, it literally is running off of my arm. Okay, and I think this might look the right colour, but I'm going to mix it with a bit of the light as well. Okay, this is literally leaking out already, and I've only just opened it. Not good. Okay, so I've used a little bit of the light as well, so you can see the 2 colours on there, and they're running quite a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hair up on this side. I'm going to put it on half of my face and then show you what it looks like. This is honestly full coverage already. This is crazy. It smells really strong. It smells a bit like paint, to be honest. I've heard that it does smell very strongly of alcohol, but I can't smell the alcohol in it. I just smell paint. So it just feels like I am putting paint on my face. So this is what one coat looks like on my face, and I feel like it's pretty good. This is literally just like one layer on my face, and I feel like it has pretty much got rid of the majority of the redness. My blemish there is still there, I can still see it, but if you look on my chin, the redness on here is gone, and also if you look on my cheek you can compare that There's no redness on my other cheek, and then there's no redness on the other side of my chin. This is the side obviously that I've done with the BB cream, and this is the side that I haven't done, as you can tell because of the colour of it. But yeah, it's done really well on the redness. I literally have like no redness on this side, and it's pretty good. But this was, like I said, just one layer of the BB cream. So I'm just going to go ahead and do another layer and see what it looks like. I think I'm going to put a little bit more light on it this time because it does look like it's quite a lot darker than my neck, as you can see. So this is what it looks like with a second layer of the BB cream on, and I feel like it does really, really well. I can still see my blemish quite a lot, but it's not as big as what it would be if I had a normal foundation on. And the redness has pretty much gone. As you can see, I have redness on my cheek here, and the redness on this side has completely gone, which is really, really good. And it really doesn't look cakey, and I would have thought that because it's for combination to oily skin it would be really cakey, and it's really not. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face, and I'm going to show you what it looks like afterwards. Hi guys, so as you can see I haven't done the rest of my makeup, but I thought that I'd give you a little update right now, because what I've done is I looked at my face and my face was so super orange, and yeah, that just didn't look good. So what I've done is I've taken off all of my makeup, completely taken all of it off, and then just only put the light on all of my face and basically buffed it out, and it does look a lot better. As you can see, the skin does actually match my neck now, which is really good. But what I have to say is that the light one is very, very orange. If you do have very porcelain skin, this will not suit you at all. It is very dark for a light one, and it definitely will not suit anyone that is probably the lightest two shades. I'd say porcelain and ivory. This really would not suit you. This would be very dark. So I thought that I'd give you an update just to show you exactly what it looks like just before I do all my makeup, just so you guys can see exactly just what the light one does and what I did, and because I redid my makeup I thought I'd tell you anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and I will be back in a bit. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm back from doing the rest of my makeup, and I have to say that so far I do really like it, and it does look pretty much flawless on my face. As you can see, it hasn't completely covered up my blemish right here, but that's only because it's a giant spot. So I would have thought that nothing would really cover it up at all, but I'm pretty glad of the way that it's covered it up so far, and I feel like it does look very, very flawless. It doesn't look as orange as it did earlier when I had it on my face. When I first put it on, I was like, this is very, very orange, and it was only the light one, but I feel like that you have to use it with a very clean brush, and as you guys saw earlier on, I did actually take off all of my makeup, and then I redid it with just the light BB cream. So I am really liking the way that this looks so far, and I can't really see my pores a lot. It doesn't look cakey either, which is really good, and you don't need a lot of this BB cream. Like, a little goes a very long way. So I really am starting to like the way that this looks, and it's now 12:44 p.m. and I will be back in a few hours to give you guys another update. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm back and it's now 3:52 p.m. so I've had this on for over 3 hours now, so let's go ahead and see what it looks like. I feel like this has done really, really well. It's still covered my blemishes. It didn't cover this one to begin with as well, but it has really covered up. I don't look oily at all. It's also still covered up all of my blemishes. It feels really nice and smooth. It doesn't feel oily at all. It doesn't look cakey. It just looks really, really good, and I'm really impressed with this so far. It has got rid of my pores a lot more too when I first put it on, which is really good. But yeah, I am really impressed with this, and it hasn't caked at all, and it hasn't transferred or come off at any part either. So I feel like I'm really happy with this BB cream at the moment, and for 3 hours of it staying on, it's done really, really well. I do really, really like it, and I'm pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to do another update in a few hours time, so you guys can see exactly what it looks like for a few more hours and see if my skin gets oily, or if it comes off, or if it transfers off or anything. And I will see you in a few hours, guys. Bye! Hi guys, so I'm back and it's now 7:30 p.m. and I've now had this on for 6.5 hours, so I'm going to go ahead and see what it looks like. So I feel like it's done really well at the moment. I mean, it has still stayed on really well. The redness is poking out a little bit here and this spot isn't completely covered, but the thing is this spot wasn't covered in the beginning, so I'm not too bothered about that. My pores don't look really big either, and it just seems like it's done really well, even on my forehead as well. My forehead does look a little bit shiny, but it's not oily at all, and I still have a lot of product on there, so I feel like this has done really well, and I'm really pleased to say that it has done good. And I did have really high hopes for it anyway when I purchased it, so I do feel like it's done really good. And as being as I have dry to normal to oily skin on my T-zone, it has done really well, and I thought that it would look really cakey, but it hasn't. So what I did is I used my normal moisturiser, which is my Garnier Moisture Match Dry to Very Dry Skin first, and I put this all over my face just to stop it from looking too matte and to stop it from looking cakey. So I put that on, waited for it to dry, and then I used the light colour and it worked really well. So I have some pros and cons I wrote down about this product, and the first things I'm going to look at are the pros, and it has stayed on for quite a long time, which I'm really happy about, and it's done really well as well. It's pretty much full coverage as well, which is good. I mean, like, the redness has started to peek through, especially on my chin, but nowhere else has the redness peeked through, which is really good. And it has covered my blemishes that aren't really big ones. As you saw when I first put it on, it didn't cover this giant blemish here properly, and I feel like that's because it's so big and it's so red at the moment, and it's a new blemish, so it hasn't completely covered it up, but it has covered up the rest of these. I mean, like, I do have blemishes around here that are still peeking through, but you can only see them if you're really close up to my skin. Like, from here I literally can't see them, but from here I pretty much can. And it has covered my redness, like I said, and just one layer is perfect for my skin. One layer is pretty much full coverage, and it worked on the blemishes, the redness. Also, my pores are completely minimalised. They're not like they're not there, but they are a lot smaller than they were to begin with. When I first put it on, it did minimalise them, and then now it's gone even more, which is really good. And also the colour has changed throughout the day. When I first put it on, it was pretty much really orange, and then now it's sort of toned down a lot more, and it looks a lot more paler than it was before, because when I first put it on it was pretty much orange, which wasn't too good. Another thing is that you don't need a lot of the product as well. You only need a little bit, and it goes a very long way. And because it's so runny, you can get quite a lot of product on there anyway, which is good. And you do get quite a lot of product for your money in the tube as well. You actually get 10 millilitres more than you would with a normal foundation, and it gives a really good matte finish as well. It's not too matte where it looks cakey. It's matte where it looks just like your own skin, if you know what I mean. It's not really cakey and matte. And on my T-zone, it has stopped me from being oily as well, because like I said, in the summer I do have an oily T-zone, and it hasn't got oily throughout the whole day, which is good. And I've been out and about and done things, and it has been sunny as well. And another thing is that it doesn't transfer, which is really good, because normally when I change, I tend to get foundation on my clothes that I change out of, and this one just doesn't transfer, and I feel like it's really good with that, and it just doesn't come off. And you can blatantly tell that it doesn't come off because it's still on my skin near enough perfect. And when I first put it on, it did look like my own skin, and it doesn't really look like I'm even wearing foundation at the moment. It looks like this could be my skin. And then the last things are that it's really good for my skin, which is normal to dry to oily T-zone skin, and I feel like that's really good how it's worked for even my skin. And it said that it was only for oily combination skin, and it hasn't made me look any more dry, and it hasn't looked cakey, which is really good. And also it has SPF in it as well, so you don't need to worry about the sun when you're out in there. It isn't really aging your skin because it has SPF in it, which is great. And the last pro is that you can also get it worldwide as well, so you can get it in the UK, the US, and also Australia, and I believe you can get it pretty much everywhere, which is good, because that means that it's readily available for basically everyone. And I feel like that it's great to do a first impression on a product that everyone can go out and buy if they wanted to, no matter where they are in the world. So now on to the cons, and the first one is that you can only get 2 shades available in the UK, so you don't have a very big colour range. You can only get light and medium, and with my skin, even the light was quite dark, and I'm wearing light at the moment. And they also have an an orange tint to them as well. You saw when I put the medium on my skin, it looked really dark and really orange. It literally looked like my skin had been tangoed, and that is not a good look. And even though I'm tanned at the moment, even the medium was really dark, and when I first put the light on, that looked really dark to me as well. But like I said, it does look better throughout the rest of the day, and it does look better once you've done the rest of your makeup as well, because then you can just lighten it up with different makeup. And also, if you use too much of this product, it can look really cakey on your skin, and it just would look like that you have foundation on, and it would just look absolutely horrible. And normally with my dry skin, if I put a quite thick foundation on my skin, it will look really cakey, and if you put too much product of this on, it will look cakey. And that sort of happened when I started to do the rest of my makeup. It looked really cakey, so I took all of that off and then redid it with the light one, and then it looked pretty much perfect after I did that. And the last con that I have is that it didn't fully cover up my large blemish, and that's this one here, and it just basically didn't cover it up. It's really big, it's really red, and it didn't cover it up at all. Even though I put even more product on it, it just basically stayed like this, and you can see that it was red. And also my redness has peeked through on my chin, but the rest of my redness has done really good, so I'm happy about the rest of the redness. It's just basically my chin that I'm pretty much annoyed about with the BB cream. But my overall thoughts on this BB cream is that I absolutely love it. I feel like it's really good for a BB cream. I've never tried one before, and it did look like a proper foundation. And I even said to my boyfriend if it looked really good, and even he said that it looked good. And to get a compliment from him on my foundation is good, because then it looks like it's your normal skin, and then you can tell that they're telling the truth as well. And I really do like this product. I feel like I'm going to use it a few more times just to see how I can put it on a little bit better, to see if it's better with a complexion sponge like my Real Techniques one, or if it's better to do with your fingers or with a brush. So this is my final review of my first impression of the Garnier BB Cream Miracle Skin Perfector. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure that you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video, guys. Bye!